Good morning, it's Andy here. Just done my gym, now just having my little walk. It's quite sunny this morning, really nice actually. So, what are we going to talk about today? Been thinking about this and thinking about what should we talk about, and it's, I was chatting to somebody who's running a marathon next year in Manchester, actually, I think, and she was talking about goal times and that sort of stuff and what she could do, and she talked about prep races and things, how to prepare and everything else, and she talked about running long and getting long runs in and that sort of stuff, and she hadn't ever really been told about the importance of doing speed work, and I think that's where we're going to go today actually. And the importance of running speed work and how important it is to actually do that work and get speed in the legs. So, why is it important? So, if you imagine you want to run sub 3 marathon, let's go for a sub 3. If you want to go for a sub 3 marathon, you have got to average 6:50 pace per mile for the whole 26.2 miles, and that's if you get a clear run. If you don't get a clear run, that goes down to 6:45 and onwards, as you can imagine. So now take that to a 5k. So that 5k is then coming in at around about just over 20 minutes as a 5k. So if you can't run a 5k in 18 minutes, there is no way you're going to be able to run a marathon at sub 3. It just doesn't work, because unless you can run that fast 5k, you cannot possibly run a fast marathon. Extrapolate that out further. If you want to run a sub 4, you've got to run 909s, or you've got to run really just under 9, so 8:55s for 26 miles. So 8:55s sounds quite simple. Okay, that's about a 27-minute 5k. However, if you can't run a 27-minute 5k, that's marathon pace for sub 4. So really, you've got to be down somewhere near the 25s. Now, to get there, for most mortals like the rest of us, we've got to be able to do the speed work along the way. So that means we've got to be running 800s faster. We've got to be running 200s and 400s faster still. So you've got to put the speed work in, because unless you get that speed in those legs, you ain't got a hope in hell of running those fast marathons. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to tell people that you've got to do speed work, and people don't understand why we do speed work, why we do intervals, why they're short to start with and they slowly lengthen. And that's the main reason. It's to get the speed, because if you get the speed right early on, you will then suddenly get the speed later on. So when we say to people when they first start running, just focus on your 5 and 10Ks, just focus on getting them right, just focus on building the speed, focus on getting comfortable being uncomfortable, that's the reason the coaches will tell you to do that. The short stuff feeds into the long stuff, and as a coach, what we find a lot is that people just get hung up on they want to run a fast marathon, and the marathon's the only distance they want to run. And that's brilliant. Love marathons, love training for them, love doing them. However, if you want to race them, then you have to do the speed work. You know, you cannot run a fast marathon if you can't do the distance of 5k or 10k at marathon pace. And I think that's all we need to do for today. So have a great day, guys. It's Friday. Make sure you have an awesome weekend. If you do get a chance to pop on my page, there is a question on there I would love you all to answer. I need some advice for a client, and if you can help me out with that, that'd be absolutely awesome. Okay, take it easy. See you soon. Bye.